here for our Wednesday episode of Everyone Sucks Here with Sam, Sushie, and AJ. I have a question to posit to both of you. Since, we were just mentioning the thing about SeaWorld or whatever, right? There's a lot of, like, back and forth on, like, if zoos are ethical or if things like this are okay. And there are definitely a lot of times, like, a lot of zoos do a lot of, like, work to help animals. Like, they have a lot of breeding programs for animals. Like, and they even do things like, an animal is at a zoo, but only temporarily. That way they can breed it and then release it back into the wild or whatever. So, like, a lot of people kind of overlook the fact that zoos aren't just like, we trap some animals, come look at them. And there are those types. Those are definitely like the Tiger King bullshit where they just fucking do this. But what I was getting at is, do you guys feel that there is an ethical need or for museums? Do you feel that museums should exist? And are they ethical?
Ethical?
Yes.
They're not ethical, but they should exist if they are in an ethical way. But
wait, how are they not ethical?
Because a lot of times they just...
Ask yourself how a museum has acquired the item.
So,
have you ever thought
acquiring...
about where...
Okay, so the acquisition of the items is the unethical part?
Items. So and I'm not talking about little like Tim Burton whatever pop-up. I'm talking about, like, in New York, the Museum of Natural History. Where did those items come from?
Okay.
And how were they acquired? So, they were stolen.
Okay,
and I do think I do think that's like, and I could be wrong on this, but I do think that's a thing where, like, that was a lot more like prevalent back in, like, the fucking 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s and everything. But, like, now it's like, I feel like museums are now, it's like people are donating more than just a museum going out like, we're doing an archaeological dig on this land we don't own and we're taking everything we find, but a lot of times it was like, we're just straight up taking this stuff. And in fact, I saw an article like just last week that was I believe it was Iran. They are getting 17,000 objects back from whatever company, whatever group it is, whatever, it's like the Christian group that owns Hobby Lobby. So basically, like,
Hobby Lobby, like, straight up steal mad shit.
So it's taken them decades. But
how does a craft company?
Because they're not a craft company. They own all this shit. It's
Hobby
fucking
Lobby's
Christian bullshit.
I know. Oh God.
Because they own museums and
but
stuff.
I didn't know that they, like, own all that kind of shit.
Their fucking hands are in everything.
They own, like, ancient scrolls.
And that's why I didn't say. That's why I didn't say they get it back from Hobby Lobby. They got it from the company that owns Hobby Lobby, which is like some fucking Christian bullshit thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So and Da Vinci Code, like.
Yeah.
So
get into a Hobby Lobby wormhole.
And it's so basically, like, there's the full thing is like there's a whole article based on, but basically it's like 17,000 objects that were stolen from Iran are being returned finally. But yeah, they were originally being held by whatever group it is that owns Hobby Lobby and all this bullshit. And it's like, but it just kind of brings into question, like, the whole, like, ethics of, it's like, okay, museums are great for preserving stuff, but then it's like, again, where it comes from, it's stolen, especially.
Preserving it from what? Who's this, like, what do you mean preserving? You know what I'm saying? I know that's the message that museums give out, like, oh, but we're keeping it, whatever. You stole it. Who's to say that the people that you stole it from weren't keeping it? It's their thing.
Yeah. No. Well. I think the difference with it is, it was like some of it was stolen and so, like, because, like, invading and just like, okay, we invaded and we took this stuff and now it's ours. Whereas some of it was we just went to a land and then they found it and they took it. Which also isn't any better, but it wasn't like at the time it wasn't being preserved. It's in the dirt. It's not better, but it's like it wasn't straight up like whatever. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, preserved in the sense that, like, okay, theoretically you could give everything back. Now, do those countries do they have their own museums? Would they hold on to it? Would they see the same value in it or whatever? And I think that's where, like, I'm curious, like, what would happen, because honestly, I don't really give a shit if they gave it all back. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna be like, no, like, not the London Museum, because they're fucking the most well-known museum for stealing shit from all over the world.
The London Museum. Do you know how many jewels they have from India?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
fucking, like, annihilated whole palaces for, like bulldoze that shit.
Oh yeah.
Out of here.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody's gonna fucking shed a tear for the London Museum. You know,
Right.
like they everything they have is fucking stolen. So if it was all returned, that's well and good.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder if it would be like in the sense that like, okay, so London as a country has
London
a lot.
as a country.
Well, London as a country. Wow, London as a country. The United Kingdom has a lot more money to have museums and shit, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of these artifacts and shit came from like third world countries and shit. So say you give it all back, right? Does a third world country have the infrastructure to build a museum and take care of this stuff in a way that like some of it has to be taken care of in the sense that like certain like pieces of art have to be restored and like, you know, like preserved in like the right climate, because if the climate isn't right, then it just degrades.
Do you think this is why do you think this is why a lot of donations are made from different countries? Is to keep it because they know that they can't handle
that's
it?
That's what I was kind of wondering. Yeah, it's like because some countries like they might not have the infrastructure to build. Like, well, like we don't have running water, we don't have this, but let's fucking build a museum. Like, what the fuck? People are gonna be pissed off at that. Like they need a real infrastructure first before they build like a frivolous thing like a museum. But if they take these things they found, I guess what I'm getting at is I think museums are okay if the country chooses to donate to them themselves.
If they choose, but they wouldn't.
But like, well, there are countries that do. There are countries that have donated. But like, that's what I'm saying. I think we've hit this weird time in a timeline now where like countries are now choosing to do so, but all the older stuff was just stolen, and because it's there, it's like fucking the U.S. and like England. They're like, well, it's already ours. We've been holding on to it for so long. But it's like, no, you need to give them the choice on if you're allowed to hold on to it or not. They're like, I think the museums need to at least be like, hey, we have this stuff. We can give it back to you, or we can literally pay you and we'll hold on. Like, if they do hold on to it, I think they should pay them to keep it. You know, like, okay, well, we have this thing that we dug out of fucking Egypt, but we're gonna pay Egypt now because we took it in the 1920s. But basically, kind of just like a
back pay?
Yeah, a reparations back pay sort of thing, because we went to fucking Egypt and stole this shit, and now they should get paid for it. That's kind of where I was thinking, but like, because I think museums do serve a purpose of like just being a place where shit is not going to fucking degrade, but I think you have to go about it in an ethical and logical sense. And I would love to see like,
I would love to see it.
Like basically like I want to see just a brand new museum start up that has nothing from like, and nothing but like just donations, period. You know, like like actually real donations. Like they've taken, and if they're donated from another museum, they backtrace it first and go, okay, well, this came from London, so we need to find out, this actually came from fucking,
like if it was ethical.
Yeah, this actually came from Ghana, Africa. Okay, we're gonna reach out to Ghana first, and before we put it in our thing, we're gonna go.
You have a lot of faith in humanity, AJ. That's what I'm hearing.
No, I don't. I'm just curious. Because, you know, it's just a thing. When I saw that article about Iran getting their like 17,000 objects back, I'm kind of curious, like, how did they manage to do it, especially from the assholes at Hobby Lobby? Like,
oh god, yeah.
Like, you can't even get these people to fucking pay their employees, let alone give back precious artifacts from fucking thousands of years. But
yeah.
So that was my question of the day.
That was your question. That was a very interesting question.
Yeah, just figured we'd have a little.
Yeah, I liked it. And listeners, let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, and what do you guys think about museums? And if they should they exist? How should they exist? In what form should they exist? Or should we just abolish them?
Have you never thought about the question that AJ brought up to begin with? Because that's interesting.
And well, what gets you thinking even more, if you kind of go down this museum rabbit hole, right? Is
not the museum rabbit hole.
Well, but I mean, like think about how stupid this is, right? In 10,000 years from now, 10,000 fucking years, right? Assuming that we all haven't died in a heat death and the planet is still habitable. In 10,000 years, are people literally going to be going, oh my God, I found the Mega Man amiibo. I found one, guys. I dug up a Mega Man amiibo. Are people, you know,
maybe
and
it's all
10,000,
relative,
like,
right?
isn't that insane to think about? Like, that, like something so stupid to us right now as like a Mega Man amiibo, or like, because a lot of things that we hold on to, it's always like, look at this doll. You know, we found this old woven doll, and it's like, if you transported that back to the time, it's just some fucking kid's doll that was drugged through the mud and they don't give a shit about. And it's like their dad made for them, you know? Like, here, my dad made a doll for his fucking baby, and then whatever fucking happened, and somehow it got preserved. And we're like, it's a work of art. It is amazing. But are we gonna be looking at some of the stupid shit we have? Like, it's gonna be like, I'm looking over at like, I have a little plush of like the Android, like the Android mascot, right? Are we gonna be looking at this little plush of this Android mascot going like, oh my God, or this Totoro mascot back here? Like, look at this Totoro plushie, guys. This is Totoro
This is
plushie.
mass produced.
Yeah, circa 2009. Yes, that is right. It is. Yeah, I know. I realize that is 10,000 years old, but
So stupid.
but Totoro, like, you know, like thinking about like a museum of 10,000 years, where like Totoro arrived from an old moving film company called Studio Ghibli. You know, like, and it's just like this whole like, it's so weird to think about how like none of this shit matters, but it's gonna matter in like well beyond our lifetime. Like,
It comes around full circle, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
People are literally going to be finding fucking like dragon dildos and shit and going like,
Or like Spice Girls memorabilia.
there is going to be a fleshlight in a museum at some point. Just
Oh my
think about that.
God.
Ancient sexual ritual device.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay. So
You got
what do
really-
you
I
think
know,
about
right?
like, if they find items that they don't like know what it's for, like what the descriptions are gonna be like? Well, how would you describe?
Like, what if they saw a fleshlight, but they thought it was like, you know, like, oh, this is a device that people use to learn how to kiss, you know? Like,
Oh, God.
they're holding it the wrong way. Like,
Right. Or what they think it's for is completely wrong.
think
Like,
it's a
for some,
plunger?
like sacred ritual by moonlight or something.
yeah,
God.
ancient sink plunger.
The ritual of the incels.
Oh god! Oh, what is that? The ritual of incels is literally just they just Twitter. They just found,
They found printed up Twitter.
they found printed up Twitter.
Yeah,
know.
we found ancient Twitter.
God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's that kind of shit that makes me like, I'm like, damn. I wish I could. That's why I wish I could time travel just to see that
Well,
weird shit.
that's where I want something like Futurama to happen, where like I'm just vibing, I'm a head in a jar, but I can't do anything. I can't contribute to society, but
But you get to see
I can
everything.
But you can see
and somebody
everything,
talk to me, you know,
Yeah.
like that I wouldn't be upset about. I don't think.
You
I just
ever-
want to see it all. I just want to know. I'm just nosy. I'm so nosy.
I know.
I'm so fucking nosy. I just want to see it all.
I just want to look
I
at
don't want to
shit.
participate.
I just
though.
want to look at shit.
I just want to look at shit.
You ever think about the fact that for Nixon's head to be in a jar in Futurama, that means they had to have chopped his head off in like 1990 because of how young he is? And
God.
Yep.
yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird, and also because because society is spread so far out now. You know, like when we look at like ancient things before, it was amazing. It's like, okay, human civilization was only in pockets of the world, so it's like, oh, okay. But now humans are fucking everywhere, and it's like we all have fucking mass-produced bullshit all over the place. So it's just like, you know, what do we call this art? Like, you know, like, who knows? You know, it's just a weird thing. They're gonna make fun of us for investing in things like Bitcoin and NFTs, though. I know that for sure.
Absolutely.
Fucking hell.
And they're gonna be like, these fucking dumbasses with the Bitcoin, the Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're in the height of technology, right? We're like the most, well, I guess relatively speaking, but we're like the most technologically advanced we've ever been, theoretically, on paper, right? As far as we know.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like ancient dumb shit. In 1,000 years, they're gonna make fun of us.
Yep.
They're gonna make fun of us. I don't want to be made fun of. They're gonna be like, these stupid assholes. They thought they had it all.
Well,
They still had to click to watch Hulu. We just think about it, you know?
I mean, they're already making fun of us for early 2000s fashion, so.
That's true. Oh my god. And they want to bring back. Okay, if you are a Zoomer, I have a very important message for you. Please leave the low-rise jeans and the thin eyebrows in the past. You don't want to go there.
Thank you. I was about to say the thin eyebrows was not it.
The pencil thin eyebrows and the coochie cutter pants.
The coochie cutters.
I'm telling you, you don't want. I have nightmares. I have nightmares. Remember when you had your whale tail sticking out?
Remember when your muffin top, you couldn't hide that shit away?
Right,
What's a whale tail?
So skinny. No wonder we have body dysmorphia.
Wait.
Have body dysmorphia.
Wait. You don't know what a whale tail is?
What's a whale tail?
You watched early 2000s comedy and you don't know what a whale tail is?
What's a whale tail?
A whale tail is when, and this was when we all wore thongs because we didn't have boy shorts. So we were all like suffering in thongs, and the little triangle part would stick out because it would ride up.
Yeah.
And then your pants were way too low.
No, I didn't. I just didn't know how to name. Like
whale tail.
Definitely had a name.
Ass cheeks, not just crack. Like the whole half my ass would be out, just out and about.
Yeah.
Just like, hey girl, like my top of my ass was out of my pants constantly up until about 2008.
And that's why we had to wear. That's why we had to wear those tank tops underneath fucking everything.
So long.
Because they were so long so that you could cover your whale tail.
Our proportions were so bloody bonkers, and we thought it was okay.
So here.
We had to wear 3 different tank tops just so our fucking Gucci lips wouldn't be
flapping in the wind. With the whale tail.
So here's another fun thought for you guys too.
Is it fun?
with going with what you were saying about like the Zoomers and everything, right? So the Zoomers and all the generations after them, like Alpha and all that other bullshit, they at least their most of their history is at least going to be erased. And what I mean by that is the fact that they're the ones who all of their pictures are fucking digital, and eventually those drives crash and they all fucking fail. Even the Zoomers who put their shit on the internet, right? Eventually those accounts will be wiped at some point. You know, like they're gonna go through and that stuff's going to be wiped at some point, right? But we're at the fucking very end. We've got disposable pictures of us just out and about, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna be the last generation of humans where they're gonna find some dug up fucking cardboard box, and it's gonna be fucking a picture of Sushie with wearing her fucking Ghostbusters t-shirt, doing a double peace sign with her fucking sideways hat and whatever the fuck she was wearing.
How do you know about that picture? Wow.
And there's gonna be that picture of Sam, you know, when she's fucking wearing her like 15 tank tops, and there's gonna be the picture of me with my like 75 polos all layered on top of each other. I never did that. Yeah, but like all those pictures because you know we all lived in the era of disposable cameras right before the wave of digital, and those pictures all exist somewhere because whether our parents held onto them forever or just something, or they're gonna be in a landfill and somehow they're gonna survive at some point in time. There's gonna be photos that are of just like thousands of years from now. They're like, look at these
idiots.
They're gonna be like, they're gonna see the pictures of us dressed in our normal fucking like early 2000s attire, but they're gonna think that we were jesters. They're gonna be like, these are the equivalent of a court jester, you know, like.
He's just some scene kid.
Yeah. Like,
if you ever want to see like a good authentic version of how badly we dressed in the early 2000s. Watch season 1 of True Blood.
Oh my god!
It is fucking rough because the cast, like, they were dressed to the nines. Like, they looked nice at the time. But if you watch it now, it's bad. It's really bad. It was HBO. They had money. Like, you know, they were dressed accordingly. They didn't look weird.
Fuck, we watched something recently that was very 2000s, and I'm trying to remember because we kept commenting about how 2000s it was, and I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either. We've watched a couple of like older movies. I remember being blindsided by the movie Role Models with Paul Rudd and McLovin. I can never remember the actor's name, but he's in it, right? And I was like, I used to really like this movie. I thought it was funny, blah, blah, blah. And I put it on, and I was like, oh my God, this looks like shit.
Oh, is it not funny anymore? It looks like,
No, it's funny. It's funny, okay. But I'm saying like graphically, you can tell the difference now. And like when that came out, it was like, oh man, this looks great, you know? And then like fucking, it's been 15 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, this looks like shit.
Yeah. Man, polos really held on for a long time, though.
Too long.
They held on for a long
Too
fucking time.
long. Do you know that when I worked at PacSun, I had to put like 3 or 4 polos on a mannequin?
Well, that's why did everyone, like, why did we live in a time where everybody wanted to fucking dress up like they were a Best Buy employee? Like, a polo is a fucking, that's a sales representative shirt, and we were all like, everyone just wear them.
Excuse me, but that's called the dad outfit. Sir,
now it is, but back then it was just the fucking dude bro outfit.
Yeah, now it's a dad because the dude bros turned to dads.
They became dads. They all got a beer gut and became dads.
The South will not let the polos go. I swear to God.
They should. They really should.
To God. You know what else they won't let go of? Like
putting your phone in a baggie.
Putting your phone. Shut up. He's made okay. My brother does not listen to anything that I fucking do. He doesn't know how the internet works, which is weird because he went to fucking school for robotics and internet. But whatever. He doesn't know anything about anything I do. So this will be fine. Whenever I call my brother, it's usually when I'm about to go to bed, but he's waking up, right? And my brother works in construction. He puts his cell phone in a Ziploc baggie because he doesn't ever buy a fucking phone protector. He never buys a case. So he's just, I'm gonna put my phone in my baggie, and like sometimes I'll call and he'll be like, "Hey, hang on, let me get you out the baggie."
Oh, what? What? A baggie?
And the thing is, he's got like a touchscreen phone too. So the only thing I could
in the Ziploc with the touchscreen.
So when he got his first smartphone, it was one of those phones that came with a stylus. Well, like, God, this was.
Oh my God, like a BlackBerry?
Yeah. But he lost the stylus. He stole his daughter's 3DS stylus and started using that with the phone in the baggie. And I was like, sir, you know, he had that thing for 20 years.
I want her to just out of the blue FaceTime him and see if he answers it from the baggie, because then you can see like a view from inside the baggie.
That's like some Pinterest shit. Like, hey, you want to know how to do some super filters? Then put your phone in a baggie and then FaceTime yourself. Like
but like, can you imagine like how funny it's gonna look? Like, you need to screen record it when you do it. Start screen recording it and then FaceTime your brother, right? And that way you can see his face trying to get you out of the bag at the same time. Like, you're looking at him, he's like looking at you, like, because he's gonna have that boomer zoom, you know, the boomer zoom where he's like all up on it, but he's also like all up in the bag. Like, he's out of the blue.
Not a boomer.
My brother's Generation X, but he acts like a boomer now because he basically, as soon as he turned a certain age, he was like, I don't care about anything anymore.
But he's also like he's early X, so he's like how we're like.
Is he early X?
I think so, because we're like early millennial, so like, because the generation.
You mean elder? Are we elder?
Yeah, we're like we're the
AJ and I are elder. I think you're a millennial.
Yeah, like,
wow.
I think you're like solidly like.
We're
kind of like on the cusp.
I definitely think they need to shorten the whole age thing for these, because there really is. There's 100%. Such a difference between somebody born in 1980 versus fucking like 2004.
He's middle. He's middle Generation X.
Okay.
He's mid because Generation X starts in 65. So he's middle.
Because my brother, my older brother, who is younger than her brother, is Generation X, but he's like the tail end of X. He's like right before millennial.
Yeah. The end is usually 80.
I think he was born in 80. So he's like literally the last. He might as well be a millennial.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like the space too far apart, because like her brother and my brother are 10 years apart. That's a big difference, you know. Like, my brother doesn't put phones in baggies. Yet.
It blows my mind. This is a man who got a bachelor's degree in robotics. He worked when Circuit City was a thing. He used to sell computers. doesn't know jack shit about them anymore.
Oh my god, did your brother?
But they changed so quickly.
Was your brother into BattleBots? Do you remember BattleBots?
I remember I had a friend who went on that show.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Do you think that? Do you think that like inspired him? Like that's like.
No, it didn't inspire him because he was already out of college way before.
Well, BattleBots was early. Like it was really early.
I don't know when it went on.
They brought it back, but like yeah, BattleBots. For those who don't know, what BattleBots is literally a show that was like I think it was like on Sci-Fi, where people literally like, built robots and fought them.
Yeah, I don't know if it inspired him or not.
Like like two robots fought, not like it wasn't like it's not like some nerd squaring up against another dude's robot. Like all right, like we gotta throw hands today, bot. Like.
I've clearly never heard of the show.
So, I literally was like, hey, because I haven't seen my brother in like fucking almost 8 years, right? So I was like, hey, do you have a webcam? Maybe we can do like a Zoom thing. Maybe we can do like a Skype thing, whatever. I was trying to make this as easy as possible for him because he's fucking stupid. And I was like, do you have a webcam on your laptop? And he was like, well, it's brand new. And he was like, I don't know how to tell. And I was like, if it's brand new, it more than likely has a webcam on it. You got a new laptop, right? And he was like, oh, yeah, I got a webcam. I put my little sticky note over it so that nobody can see me jacking off. And I was like, what? Why are you telling me this?
Why?
Imagine telling your little sister that. That's... Also, for some reason, it's just weird to think that, like, Sam is anyone's little sister. Like...
I know.
Because I was raised like an only child.
That's what I'm saying. You got big only child energy.
But that's why Sam and I get along so well because we're both little sisters, but like not.
Yeah, you don't got that. You don't got that little. Neither of you have the little sister energy. But also, I'm a little brother.
Accidental children.
You definitely got little brother energy. Holy fuck, you got small. Literally, you're the last one. Even out of the stepchildren, you're the last one, and you got mad fucking last one energy.
How?
What do you mean how? Look at you. Holy shit.
You gotta describe how do I got little brother energy?
It's just your vibe.
What does that even mean? You can't just you're saying
You're
words.
loud because you have to be. I'm the youngest one.
You gotta be loud or you won't get fed, okay?
Yeah, you're loud. You do whatever the fuck you want now.
I mean,
to a T.
But what does I do to the little brother?
Because they run around and do whatever the hell. Because by the time you come around, they're like, "Fuck it, we give up."
And then no one parented us.
No one parented any of us because we're all the last ones. Wait, are you the last one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all the last ones. So we all did whatever the hell. Look at us now.
So like, are they technically alive? Okay, great.
Yeah,
great
exactly.
Job,
yeah. Are they breathing? Then they're good. Do they have mad anxiety? Not my fault. Like,
I couldn't have had anything to do with that. Yeah.
I don't have anything to do with how fucked up they are now. It's okay.
Fine. They're alive and that's
Are they mad funny now? That's thanks to me.
Yeah.
And the trauma I put them through.
Our whole personality is just trauma responses.
The problem is you're also the youngest one and you got the divorced parents, so yeah.
Divorced parents add a whole fucking
really
new layer.
For it,
yeah. And my parents got divorced when I was young too. Yeah. So like.
So basically, you're like Generation X.
I was old enough to remember the divorce, but also like young enough to be affected by it. You know, like.
God.
So. Yeah. Which, speaking of divorce, let's get into our stories. Because I got one. This is a great segue. Are you ready?
This is gonna be the title. Big youngest child energy.
Oh yeah, put that in the thing. Check out the segue, guys. Ready? Here's the title of my story. Put my divorced parents who hate each other in the same nursing home.
I would like to hear it. That's funny. That's what you get, fuckers.
So
it's like karma to me.
This is a pretty short story. I just thought but I had to read it because I thought it was funny. This is actually from Confessions. These are my confessions from on Reddit.
Just quote Usher.
Yes. So, but yeah, That's how you know. That's not, again, bringing back the 2000s. But
He's responsible for Bieber, and we can never trust him again. Well, also he cheated on Chile, so we can never trust him again either.
Right?
the country of Chile.
Yes, the country of Chile.
Well, when you got that much money, you can date whoever you want. An entire country.
Chile deserved better.
All right, so this is a short little story from Confessions. Put my divorced parents who hate each other in the same nursing home. Karma is a bitch, Mom and Dad. Thanks for always putting me in the middle of your drama as a kid. So sad that you two found it amusing to act like children while forcing me into being the adult. Well, now the tables have turned. You're both old and in need of someone to take care of you. Obviously, it wasn't going to be me. Hope you two enjoy seeing each other for the rest of your miserable lives and you can figure it out. Waiting for the phone call of, did you know your father is in the same nursing home? Gonna sit back now and enjoy my cold one.
Oh my God, I love this.
I think that's pretty fucking funny.
I love this one. Arriving in theaters right before Mother's Day and Father's Day. Parents trapped. Michael Douglas and Jane Fonda play former spouses who are put in the same nursing home 40 years after a bitter divorce. Will they kill each other or will nature do it for them?
Oh my God.
And then it says,
you know what? I would definitely watch that movie.
all of the fun of 7 with the sexiness of the Golden Girls. Says Gene Siskel. Cocoon meets War of the Roses. Thumbs up, Roger Ebert says.
War of the Roses. Such a fun movie.
Oh my God.
That's so good.
This is a brilliant, brilliant idea, if only for the fact that, unfortunately for me, being, a millennial, my parents already fucked up because they decided to be boomers and fuck up the economy so bad and fuck up my life so bad that I'll never have the money to put them in a home. So they're just going to die.
Karma's a bitch, Mom and Dad.
Parents, do you think you're getting the luxury of a home?
Maybe you shouldn't have fucked up the whole economy for your kids first. Then we could have actually taken care of you. But nope, you went and wouldn't quit, and none of you quit your fucking jobs and gave them to us. You all wanted to keep working until you were 85 for some fucking reason. So now you know what? You get to work it right into the grave. And then we'll take your jobs.
God.
Yeah, so that resonated with me because, again, as has been mentioned, my parents are divorced, and they were very much the parents that constantly complained to their kids about the other ones. So me and Allie heard that shit all the fucking time about your mom this, your dad that. If any of you have divorced parents and have been through similar things, let us know because that's a whole experience that I wouldn't wish on anybody, but it's also kind of funny because there is going to be that sweet, sweet taste of revenge later on. So,
Revenge. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was short, but I made it. I figured it would make up for it because my other story is a little bit longer, and because we kind of ranted about some funny shit earlier. So, what have you got for us, Sushi?
I kept it old school with an "Am I the asshole?"
Hey.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for giving a girl a ride to a party but not home from it? She said I stranded her. So I picked this one because I just wildly disagree with the judgment.
Okay.
So let's get into it. I was going to a friend's afternoon garden party at her house, and my plans were to drive there, stay at the party for a while, then afterwards meet up for a date at a brewery near my friend's house, then potentially stay over my date's place, which was close to my friend's house, or get an Uber home, but not drive my car after I'd been drinking. When I was about to go to the party, I mentioned I'd be driving there and bringing a car full of firewood in a group chat. A girl who's a friend of a friend asked me if she could get a ride to the party. She was coming from the same area as me. I said sure, and we went to the party. We didn't really hang out at the party. I was talking to other friends. That night, I left the party, leaving my car parked near my friend's house to go on the date. It went well. I went to her house, which was close by, for the night. What I didn't know was that the girl I driven to the party was waiting for me to be ready to leave, thinking I was still at the party and would be driving home that night. She thought that because we'd come together, we'd also leave together. She texted me a few times, but I didn't see the text that night. She was also looking for me and asking other people at the party if they'd seen me, but the other people she happened to ask didn't know me well and didn't know I'd left. She ended up waiting till very late before realizing that while my car was there, I wasn't, and asking if she could sleep over the host's house. The next morning, I saw her texts asking where I was, when I'd be ready to leave, etc. I texted her back to say, sorry I missed her messages. I hadn't been going back that way that night. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I hadn't been going back that way last night anyway, though. She sent me an upset message saying that you don't just give someone a lift 40 minutes from home and then not drive them home, stranding them late at night. I said I didn't realize she was also asking for a lift home. I thought when she asked for a lift there, she literally just meant a lift to get there. If she said there and back, I would have said I couldn't promise that. I wasn't sure I was going back that way. She said I was being deliberately stupid. It didn't honestly occur to me. Like, I feel like this is presumptive to assume. Am I the asshole for driving another girl to a party but not home? So, the verdict from the thing is they are not the asshole, and I couldn't disagree more.
I feel like this is one of those situations in which you have that one friend who takes things way too fucking literal. And you want to kill them later.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you didn't ask for a ride back.
But we drove there and it took 40 minutes to get there.
You can't even I mean, I guess they could take an Uber, but would probably be very expensive, right?
Yes, you can sit back and go, oh, well, things should have been communicated more. Yes, and I agree. But at the same time,
I also understand where she's coming from.
At no point in time did this person nicely say, are you going to need a ride home at any point? Because I'm not exactly going that way at all tonight. And then this person could have literally, like, not been stranded somewhere.
I literally think Sam nailed it when she said it's the person takes things way too literally. Because that's... It's
I
like,
hate that shit so fucking much.
It's literally, like, what that... And again, I know you two...
I gave you a ride there.
I know you two especially see this because... Of streaming, I know you two see this shit all the time because it is it's very prevalent with fucking nerds who have like no social tact.
Yes, what the fuck is that? Yes.
It's like it's so prevalent with nerds who have no social tact that like they feel like awareness. Yeah. It's like so they just don't get it that like you don't just leave people, especially if you fucking gave them a ride or whatever. Like that's just you don't do that. And again,
you also
it's totally okay to do that, but when they said yes to the ride, they should have been like, just so you know, I'm leaving to do something else, so you have to find your own way home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
But it's that
should have been the social, like the social awareness, I guess.
But it's that super literal bullshit that they don't do. They just instead
absolutely fucking lacking.
Well, you didn't ask me if I was staying at the party because I wasn't gonna stay at the party. Bruh, really?
Why would you assume that? You know,
really?
Like, why would someone assume that?
Just. Why was there no communication of, oh, well, I wasn't going to stay here. I was going to do this and this and this and this. What? And also, side note, why the fuck is the firewood in the car in the story?
Yeah.
Why is that there? But yeah, no, this is literally somebody being so literal and then being like, why are they mad at me?
Right.
Because you're an idiot.
Because you're an idiot.
Man,
because you're an idiot.
Can I just say, though, while this person is a fucking idiot, holy shit, do, like, kids and party fucking goers and shit nowadays have it so much easier than we did because things like Uber and Lyft existed.
Yeah, you don't have to really worry about drunk driving.
Yeah,
I mean, do, but...
Well, it's also the fact that, like, you pretty much always have a ride home. If, like, it would suck to have to pay the money, and that's still shitty.
Yeah.
But, like, you were never, like for
truly
us,
trapped.
Yeah, for us, back in fucking... when we were doing this shit, we were trapped if we didn't have a ride.
Literally trapped.
It's like, oh... I have no way of getting home. I can't. It's I can't
Also-
walk this. Like it's fucking.
Also, in areas that we grew up, AJ, like taxis are not like a thing.
Yeah, there's no taxis.
Right,
So,
right.
So, like,
There are taxis, but they're like literally like
You have
an
to-
hour away or like 20 minutes
and
away.
it's like,
something
let me
that,
get
you
out the phone
Like
book
here,
and call
or
a
this
taxi.
situation wouldn't even happen to me.
know? Yeah,
Like it's insane to think about, but like, I mean, that's kids are lucky nowadays to have that kind of stuff, and they shouldn't have to rely on it ever.
Almost
But
smaller in a way.
yeah. So that's good, but at the same time, no, you're still an asshole if you do this. Like, I
You're
mean,
a socially awkward, unaware asshole, and I am shocked by the amount of people judging this as not the asshole. You're all fucking weird assholes. Yes, it's an assumption. If it's okay that he double booked and wanted to do something else, but he should have said, "I'm not leaving the party. I have other plans," and then everything would have been okay.
but Sushie, these are all socially awkward
They're all
people
Reddit
on Reddit.
Weirdos. Yeah, you're right. You're
right.
right. I was shocked. I was shocked by like this has the stamp of not the asshole on it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's the thing too. Is like I feel like there's like these weird things. Like this is one of those things that nobody discusses this, but I feel like it's always an unwritten rule. You know, like
Right.
if you give someone a ride somewhere, it's to be expected that unless you discussed like, oh,
If you
I'm
went there
leaving.
together, you
yeah,
should
you
be
leaving together. Yeah, at
But
least.
it's these weird, like, well, actually, people that said, well, you know, he never agreed to a ride back.
Yeah.
But that's you being literal.
You know what? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that if he stayed at this party and she just up and left with somebody else, he'd have written the same post and complained. I bet you anything that if he stayed at the party and then she left, he would have been like, "Can you believe that I took her to this party and then she left with someone
Oh my
else?"
God, you're so fucking right,
Damn.
actually. You're so right. You're so
Like,
right.
I've never done
so
anything
right.
wrong.
Yeah. Can you believe it? I brought her there. I was gonna bring her home. Like, ugh. I just don't understand this fucking story. I mean, I understand it, but this poor girl.
I mean,
You guys stop being nice to nerds. Nothing good happens from it. Literally. This is proof. Poor
yeah.
fucking girl. Well, I didn't say I was gonna drive you back.
No, man,
Well,
I
How
think
did you
that's
think she was gonna get home? If she didn't have a ride there, how was she gonna get home?
It's literally the literal shit that really pisses me off.
no, yeah, I was gonna say
'cause
like
I've seen
this
that
is
person
such
so
a
much.
it's such a huge pet peeve for me when people are that literal, that like just
Well, also because
annoying level of literal.
the people who do that too are also gotcha people. They wait. So even if they understand something, they'll wait until you might like do something slightly off. That way they can point. You know, like they do that gotcha bullshit where they knew that like you weren't getting at something, but it's like because they can't get past this literal mindset. It's like they're always playing the victim, and they're always it's just something. They're the worst. They're just the worst. Don't be this person.
I'm literally more angry at a whole group of people on Reddit because usually Reddit holds it down, and I usually agree with them. But all these people saying he's not the asshole, I guess technically he's not the asshole. Technically,
But
because he didn't.
How many of
say
these people
he
have
couldn't
given
drive her
rides to
home.
people, or how many of these people have
What's that?
gotten rides and then been abandoned before?
Right? How? Like, bro, this.
God.
I can't even.
Yeah.
So what's your layers of deception?
Ooh. All right, guys. It's
We're
time
on
for
a
layers of
roll.
deception.
I want to say right now. We've been getting these fucking.
You have been, but hopefully I trick you to this week. I don't know. We'll see. All right, it's time for layers of deception, where I find two article headlines. One is real and one is fake, and Sam and AJ had to decipher which one's the real one. Let's get into it. The first headline is desperate California home buyers locked in bidding war over charred remains of ranch house. the wildfire joke, which is not funny, but it's kind of funny. And then the second headline is BC the British Columbia officially endorses glory holes as COVID-19 safe sex method.
Okay, read the first one again.
Desperate California homebuyers locked in bidding war over charred remains of a ranch house.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say California one is the one.
Okay.
Is the real
Is
one.
the real one? Is the real one? Okay.
I'm-
Who will I tell you?
Okay. I'm leaning towards California being the real one, but I'm hoping the Canadian one is real, so I'm gonna say Canada.
Glory holes.
Glory hole.
Say it.
You
Say
think
the
glory
word.
holes?
Glory
is real?
holes are real.
Another possible title. Write that one
Glory
down.
holes are real. They are. That's true.
Oh, that'll get some views. Every
yeah.
time we put this like something in the title that's like incest rocks or whatever, it's like
Incest rocks.
people like suddenly like tons of views on YouTube. Like I don't fucking get it. The moment hashtag fucking glory hole, that's gonna skyrocket.
Man, why didn't we ever get those virginity rocks t-shirts?
God damn it! I'm gonna
Forgot
find
about
it.
Virginity rocks.
Virginity rolls. I'm taking mine back.
Can we just collectively? That's a new shirt. We're gonna make glory holes are real.
We need to make a whole "Everyone Sucks Here" t-shirt line.
We're getting
we
there.
have the
Rock,
equipment.
Glory holes are real.
We're getting
Get
there.
in the
We're getting
bear.
there. Yeah, glory holes are real.
Would you buy that? Let me know, listeners.
Yeah.
We
Would
need
buy
to know
those
if you would
things?
buy a glory holes are real
Would
shirt.
you put that on your car as a little bumper sticker?
Would you buy a bumper sticker that says "Virginity Rocks"?
Oh.
Okay.
I think you would. I think you would. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The real headline is "Glory holes are real."
Yes. Yes.
God, you're so loud. Young child.
COVID-19 has us living in unprecedented times for a number of reasons. Among those, the fact that the team Glory Holes now appears in official health literature from governments across North America. Public health organizations have been issuing new guidelines and messaging to help stop the COVID-19 pandemic, including best practices for having sex. Such advice has proven to be especially crucial after several months of lockdown. Public health units, including New York City's, oh God, have recommended using large barriers like glory holes as a potential way to avoid spreading COVID-19.
I mean, you can't breathe. I mean, you can't breathe those particles.
A glory hole is an opening through a wall or partition used for performing a variety of sex acts. This week, British Columbia climbed aboard the bandwagon with new guidelines around COVID-19 and sex from the BC Centers of Disease Control. In the guidelines, the BC CDC representatives suggest residents use barriers like walls, including glory holes, that allow for sexual contact but prevent close face-to-face contact. BC CDC also suggests wearing a mask during sex and avoid kissing or using face-to-face positions.
Okay.
So, doggy glory hole.
The only thing I can think of is like a portable glory hole where it's got like it's just a what is it? Clear fucking.
What if it's
What is it called?
No, what if it's like those trifold boards that like they made you like do things on in like elementary school? Like, all right, do your class project on the trifold board, and they're like really big fucking boards. So can you imagine somebody just pulling out a board and opening it up and saying, "All right, get on the other
All right,
side."
get on the other side, put your mask on, and don't look at me.
We're trying to stay safe.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. It's unsafe. It's unsafe to look at me. As with other public health
unsafe to
guidelines,
look
the
at me.
BC CDC's rule underscore that you are your safest sex partner.
Yes, I am.
That also needs to be on a t-shirt. You are your safest sex partner. Oh my God! Put that on the front and then Virginia rocks in the back.
This just reminds me of the TikTok I sent Sushi, where it's just the girl going, "I do doggy style only because I refuse to see a man happy."
Yes. Oh my God! I'm gonna snort like a fucking loser. you are your safest sex partner, and that you should not have sex if either you or your partner have shown symptoms of COVID, have come in contact with a known case of the virus, or have been asked to self-isolate. The guidelines add that it is not clear if the virus can be transmitted through sex.
Through dicks.
She sucked the COVID out my dick.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Early research on the topic has offered differing conclusions. While one study found no traces of the virus I'm not even saying that word, of men who had COVID.
In what? In the what, Sushie? In the what? Say it.
No.
Say
I'm
it.
not saying it. I'm not saying it. Later research found traces in the blank of 6 out of 38 men tested.
I don't know what they tested, though. The blood?
They're
peepees?
They're peepees. They're peepees. So that is a real article, and it is straight comedy. Sometimes the funniest things in life are real.
You can't make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up.
See, I feel like this is the nerdiest thing I've ever said, but I feel like I've played enough like fighting games, Mario Party, to like really figure out like Sushie's layers of deception. So now I can kind of get an idea of when it's going to be like, okay, this is real. Because last week she's like, you guys are, I have to change it up next week. So I thought about that. And I was like, okay, if she's changing it up, she's going to put something absurd there. And you know, that fighting game, mind game fucking reading, I was like, I read that move. I fucking.
Always
up,
absurd.
AJ.
That's the point.
I knew she was going to do that wake up DP. So like, oh, I can't say that during this fucking.
Wake up, DP?
It's Dragon Punch. I wasn't thinking about the context of this. It's a thing in fighting games where a lot of times.
That is not where my mind went.
I know, because I wake up. When you get knocked over in Street Fighter, a lot of times people will wake up and like when they get up, they'll immediately do a Dragon Punch because it's safe a lot of the times, right? So a lot of times people say like, oh yeah, they're gonna do the wake up DP. You read that and then like you counter or whatever. But I realize now talking about glory holes and saying wake up DP does not work well. So.
Fucking idiot. All right.
So.
Yeah. What you got?
Are you ready? Are you ready for what I brought to the table? Because it's pretty fucking.
Does it involve glory holes?
It might. It involves something similar to glory holes.
Oh.
We're doing pretty good with these transitions on this episode. All right. This is a Today I Fucked Up. It is a little bit older. I went into the archives for this, but I thought it'd be worth reading.
Okay.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I picked this based off the title. I have not read this.
Oh no.
So.
Oh my God.
Today I fucked up by submitting hardcore furry erotica instead of my final paper.
Oh. Well.
So.
All right, we're here.
I'm currently a 4th-year computer science student at a pretty respected university. I was looking to graduate this semester. One of the classes I was taking was a class in modern advancements and trends in the field of technology. While the class didn't require much heavy lifting, While the class didn't require much heavy lifting, it was still a higher level one and required a good amount of work. For our final, our professor had assigned us a 20-page research paper into current or possible future technology of our choice within the field. I did my paper on helium-3 power generation. I worked my ass off on this paper and in the end was super proud of it. The papers were due last night at midnight and I held off on submitting my final draft till the end to get it as clean as possible. This is where I fucked up big time. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I don't work a normal job. I tried it in my first year of school and I didn't really like it. I've worked internships when they came up, but outside of that, I really didn't quote unquote work. This and being a student really doesn't mix well though. So I had to make money some way. For the past 3 years, I've gotten by on writing hardcore erotica on commission, specifically for furries. I would write anything, any fetish, any premise, anything. And some parts of that community, I became really popular. At one point, I was making almost $2,500 on Patreon, along with amounts I charged to my customers. Am I proud of this? No. I have written some really disgusting stuff, but it paid the bills and the money was too good to pass up. I told myself, the minute I got a real job, I was cutting and running from this work. Well, this brings us to last night. I hadn't gotten any sleep for the past few months. I had multiple projects due in that span of a few days. I was rotting on nothing but coffee and Rockstar. I was nothing more than a walking corpse and wanted to do nothing but sleep. I ended up doing my last read over my final paper and submitted it before sleeping. However, instead of submitting my final paper, I somehow submitted one of the commissions I was working on. This commission is not light either. It is almost 10 pages long and contains a variety of things, including vor and scat.
Oh, God.
So I went to bed. Sushie's face. You just need
my God.
You need to record your face at some point when we do these stories so we can make some emotes for the channel.
Oh my God.
Submission, and Sam's too, because she got the double hands on the fucking, the oh no hands.
Oh
no. Submissions for the final locked, and my academic career was sentenced to death then and there. When I woke up this morning, I checked my grades for the other classes before noticing an email from the professor. All it says is come to his office after class today. I want to fucking die right now. I don't know how I'm going to explain why, instead of my final, I submitted a hardcore erotic story with a wolfman jacking off in a dragon's stomach. But yeah, I fucked up big time. TLDR, in my final semester at college, instead of submitting my final research paper, I submitted hardcore furry erotica someone paid me to make. Professor wants to talk to me and I want to die. Now there is an update.
Okay.
Would you guys like the update now or do you want to talk about it first?
Nope, I want the update.
The only thing I want to say is I'm curious and I would like to know how a wolfman got into a dragon's stomach, so I might want to read this just for curiosity's sake.
We'll try to find it for you.
Okay.
Obligatory update. Well, I left his office and I still want to die. Not as much though. I took some advice from here and printed my paper out and had it with me. I won't lie. When I sat down with him, I was already almost in tears from the stress and embarrassment. I guess he picked up on that because he tried to be as nice as possible and told me to calm down and explain what happened. I ran down pretty much everything I said here. While he didn't agree with the avenue I was taking to make money, he understood why I was doing it. He had checked the submissions last night after the deadline, and my submissions name stuck out immediately. It was along the lines of customer commission second draft .doc. I've taken a class from him before and was an A student, so I guess I'd submitted the wrong file on accident. He told me he read the first page and realized it probably wasn't meant for him to read. I gave him the copy I brought, and he accepted it. He told me to email the file and he would replace the one I had submitted and that we would pretend this never happened. He seemed to at least have a good sense of humor and told me that I had originally submitted was well written, at least from what he read. Like I said, I still want to fucking die right now, but at least he understood that I'm just an idiot and not malicious. Thanks, I guess, for the advice and helping me through this nervous breakdown. And the only thing I could really add to this is at least you're going to graduate and never see this person ever again.
And you just literally never speak of this.
Oh my God, this one got the fuck up of the month for April. And as a reward, they were locked into the master list of best fuck up.
So that was mine.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, but here's the thing. Have you guys ever submitted anything incorrect on any platform ever that you did not mean to submit? I know I have, but I'm struggling to remember what it was, but I do know it's happened before.
I think I probably have, but it probably wasn't that big of a deal.
Like, at no point in time was it ever like hardcore furry erotica or anything, but I do know that I've submitted the wrong files before on certain things. 'Cause, I mean, that shit can happen. You're just trying to get through it real fast. I feel like it especially happens if you do the drag and drop method as opposed to like manually searching for it, you know, like, because you could just easily click the wrong thing and drop it in. But I'm usually pretty meticulous about double checking.
I can't think of a time when I did it, and the only reason for that is because I have such mad anxiety about everything that because literally before I submit anything, like I go over it a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am usually the same way for most things. Like I'm pretty fucking, especially if it's for work or anything. Like, so in this case, it'd be like for school, which I attribute kind of the same thing. Like I keep nothing personal on my work PC for fear of like accidentally submitting a weird personal thing instead of like, like I said, like a document or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I'm pretty.
Not everyone is like us and has like just PCs lying around.
Yeah, that's true. But so thought it was a funny little thing of just.
It's so cringy.
But hey, you know what? Make your money how you make your money.
No, seriously.
Nobody like this is the kind of shit that like
I'm envious.
if I could be making $2,500 a month on Patreon, I would love to be doing that. That would be fantastic. But I do it, I'll get there eventually. One day.
I'm kind of curious how freelance writing in that aspect works. Like, do people like come up and say, like, here's this very basic idea, now write me a 10-page essay? Like,
I think that's,
how does that work?
My guess is it would be something
Mention him, find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's something like that. I think it's stuff like, I want this character and this character and this, and they probably like do personal things and only send it to them or something. Because I feel like once it's out there, it's out there. So like you got like if somebody's sending you money, you have to like kind of like making a music file or whatever. Like you have to send it just to them and not post it publicly.
No, I understand that.
But
I understand that part. I just meant like the actual because
like the story
because
itself.
writing is pretty.
Oh, they're like, oh, I want a wolf and I want a dragon.
Yeah,
and I want,
when you write stuff, I don't think of writing as a commission. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a piece of artwork.
A story, yeah.
Yeah. You're literally saying like you have this story idea, but you're too stupid to write it, so you just commission somebody else to write it. Like.
Well, and that's the funny thing too is like
I just want these two animals to fuck, please.
I think what confuses me the most is how you like compartmentalize and separate yourself from it. Because so if there's anything I'm making, if I'm helping somebody make something, I get passionate about it.
Yeah.
Right? So
right.
I'm not gonna be able to write some like I'm not saying I'd get passionate about this, but that's what I couldn't do it because I get passionate about the things.
About furries, AJ? Is that what you're telling us?
I'm saying I get passionate about the things I put energy into, and that's how I'm able to put energy into them.
How often do you help out furries? I'm just curious.
All the time. All the time. But you like so it's like how do you do that and separate that from this?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but and I feel like at the same time there's this kind of it's not just with this kind of writing. It starts making you question like what goes on in a writer's head to make them how are you not insane? But at the same time it's like okay like you could do like horror writers when you think of like the things they have to come up with the scenarios you're like damn somebody thought of this. We should check in on them. Like
right.
That's so funny.
So what have you got for us to end the?
Well, I also have a today I fucked up.
Oh, look how on theme we are.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Today I fucked up by inviting a Tinder date over to my house and accidentally meeting his mother.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Like many other unfortunate souls, my non-existent dating life has me turning to the dating apps. This particular one is from Tinder. I'd been chatting with this guy for a few days and everything was going swimmingly. We had so much in common and we were looking for the same things. His pictures were cute and he didn't live too far away. All seemed well. I invited him over to grill out some burgers in my backyard. He asked if he could bring anything. I said, sure, bring some bacon for the burgers. Please remember that sentence. He agreed and said he'd be over soon.
I don't know what that. Well, I call my mom Bacon. It's my pet name for her.
Given his distance, I expected him to be over in 15 minutes. I started the grill and seasoned the burgers. Short for burgers. Half an hour later, he messaged me. I've driven by a couple times and I chickened out. Are you sure you want me to come over? Maybe a red flag, but I chalked it up to nerves and just said, come on over, I'm hungry. So this Hagrid-looking guy shows up. Much different from his Cedric pictures. Now that's a Harry Potter joke, if you're not familiar. Cedric Diggory was this handsome, jock, superstar Quidditch player, and Hagrid is a half troll. So
wait,
you can figure it out.
Is Cedric the one that was played by
yes, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just like, he's like the guy,
Yeah.
Cedric was like the cool guy. But Hagrid shows up. That's all right. I can move past that. From the minute he walked up, and I kid you not, he did not take a breath. Within the first 5 minutes, I knew his life story from his aunt who hated their grandmother to his father who likes to collect taxidermy. Not a single breath. Again, I figured he was just nervous. I put the burgers on, and when they're ready, he pulls out a Ziploc bag from his pocket.
Is there a phone in it?
From his pocket.
With 2 pieces of bacon in it.
Oh.
Only 2?
He puts them only on his burger. He's pocket bacon.
Okay. Gross.
They were already cooked?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. I'm assuming that the bacon's cooked.
Pocket bacon.
But still gross. We sit down at the patio table and start eating. I finished my burger before he even started his. He did not stop talking the entire time.
Oh my God.
When we sit down, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a vial. It's about 2 inches tall with a cork in it. It's filled with black powder. He must have noticed me staring at it, flipping between if he was about to snort something strange or build some sand art. He said, "Oh," all super casual, "I'd like to introduce you to
No!
Mother."
Wait.
I just stared at him for what felt like an eternity. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry or run.
This man had bacon in one pocket and his mother in the other.
What a day. What a day. I'd like to bring her to any important event in my life. She also has ashes in his necklace that I'm wearing, and in this ring I have on, and this half-sleeve tattoo is for her. Now, mind you, I've lost too many people close to me, and I do not judge people based on their grief cycles. We all cope differently, and I respect that. But homeboy brought a vial of his mother's ashes and set them on the table for our first date. I simply could not.
At least he didn't like sprinkle them on the burger. Like.
Okay, so when you said he brought out a vial full of black powder, my first instinct was he's gonna throw it in her face.
I thought it was gonna be like gunpowder or something.
This is my pocket gunpowder.
He finally finished his burger, and I made some excuse about having to clock in and finish some work at 9:30 p.m. He texted me before he even got to his car and told me, "My mother really liked you. I can't wait to see you again." I told him I didn't feel the connection to him or his mother. TLDR, Tinder date brought his mother to our first date in an unconventional way.
See, this is why you do not have Tinder dates at your house.
No.
Because now this psychopath knows where you live.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely fucking not. No. I think you shouldn't even bring someone you've gotten a couple dates with.
No,
to
I
your
agree.
house.
I agree. Oh my fucking God.
This is also a cautionary tale for me as to why I don't date. Because this happened, I'm not interested. I'm just not.
You're not interested.
He had pocket bacon and his mother
in his
pants. Mother's ashes
in his pockets.
In his pockets. And he said, "My mother really liked you."
Was that like pocket mom or was that like necklace mom? Which mom? Which part of mom liked me the most?
I think I've made this statement before, but I'm going to reiterate it again. Okay. Do not trust a man who calls his mom mother.
It's giving Norman Bates.
There's something about when they say mother, it's fucking. There's something weird there. They're too close to their mom. It's creepy. There's something fucking there. You know, like. It's like if a woman says father, I can just assume she's British. But like a dude saying mother, I can't get past that. Like there's something there, and the whole my mother really liked you. Like
mother really liked you and the bacon.
So he walked. So this man literally walked up and just went. So my uncle's really into taxidermy, and by the way, you have a nice house, and I hope it's okay that I brought my mother here, and she's in this bag, and here's some bacon, and my mother really liked you. Like, what is no breath, nothing, just.
Yep.
God damn.
And I wish I could talk to this guy and be like, next time, don't bring your mother on a date.
Or pocket bacon.
Or pocket bacon. But I think in this situation, the pocket bacon is the least of our concerns.
But like, what if the bacon got crumpled up too much and he got confused as to which one's which? You know, Is this crumpled up bacon or is this my mom?
Is this bacon from my mom?
These bacon crumbs or is this mom?
Who knows? Let's find out.
My mom, the
I'm
bacon
sorry.
crumbs.
I picked the worst of the worst.
God, it was so good.
God, I thought I was doing good with the furry erotica, and here you come with fucking pocket bacon and pocket mom.
Coming in hot.
Pocket mom. Like,
God. I hate it.
imagine getting fucking Dale Gribbled with that. Literally somebody throwing the ash at pocket mom as they escape, you know? Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
It's an adventure every week.
Wow. Well, that was...
You're welcome.
But yeah, but again, just to really stress this again, do not bring a Tinder date to your house. Do not like meet them in a fucking public. Like you treat this shit like a Craigslist deal. You know, you go to a brightly lit area, you stay 25 feet apart. You know, you write a note and you walk and you lay it down, and then you walk out there and pick it up and you read it. That's how you start this first human communication with somebody on Tinder. You fucking. It's like it's like a drug deal, but even more dangerous because it's a human being that you're dealing with.
God.
I kind of agree. And just, I want you all to realize I had to read that story by myself first. I had to read that by myself.
That's why I don't even read them. I just dive in and hope that it's fucking good.
Oh no, I
experience it
usually
together.
do that. I proofread it just to make sure it's like not too out there. But this one, I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah, I had one last night. I'll tell you when we're not recording. That okay. I did read part of it, and then we were like, maybe not, because it was a little bit much. That's I do proofread them enough to make sure they're not going to be bad for this. But I do want to try to go in as surprised as possible. But I do look for red flags, I guess is what we'll call them.
Right.
But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up here. It has been a very fun episode. This is a lot of fun. I personally think we laughed quite a bit in this. This is good. If you guys liked what you heard, obviously come join us in our verified Gilded server.
We're verified.
We got the blue check mark and everything. Everyone sucks here. Or, I'm sorry, gilded.gg/everyone sucks here. Check us out over there. Hang out with us. Send us your stories. Talk with us about these stories. Do whatever you want to do. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you guys next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.